Hey guys, what's going on? Tyraco here, and today's video is a little bit of a rough one to make. So this champion I'm going to go over, I've had her for a long time, and she's a great champion. I think most people know that, but what I want to test is something a little bit different. However, last night, before I went to bed, I decided, hey, let's go ahead and leave the auto clicker on overnight. Let's get this champion's masteries fully complete, so when I wake up, I can get up, do the guide on this champion's, test her out, the whole 9 yards. Well, went to bed, it was all fine, loaded up 2,000 energy, got the champion level to 40. So then hopefully the Minotaur run would take her to 60. Well, I woke up and I'm like, where's all my gems at? Why is the Minotaur still running? I had the auto clicker set to auto refill my energy. I look in my inbox and I have like 30 energy refills gone. Was doing about like 18-second Minotaur runs, and for the past 8 hours was terrible. So guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Definitely help us get out there because, man, that really ran down my gems and my energy. But hey, it's worth it. This champion is actually pretty awesome. So what sparked this idea was in stream last night, twitch.tv/Tyraku. Somebody had said, use Allure. She does as much damage as Trunda. And I'm like, wait, what? Allure, the champion that everybody uses for turn meter reduction, that all kinds of content creators said is perfect at 50, as she is at 60, was better damage dealer than Trunda. I'm like, that doesn't seem to make sense. It just doesn't compute right. So I'm like, well, I don't know about that. But then I found out where I guess all this originated from, and apparently a content creator had done a video on some damage dealers, and somebody left in the comments that Allure hit as hard as Trunda. Where the person was getting their multipliers from, I believe's data was a little bit skewed, but a lot of people replying to that comment was saying, no, Allure doesn't do it. But the one thing I found consistent, though, is that no one in the comments seemed to have tested Allure as a damage dealer, which is a little bit interesting because I think everybody's always known, hey, Allure has an attacks 3 times, decreases the target's turn meter by 25% on each critical hit. So everybody's like, okay, stack her speed way up, get her 100% crit rate, give her a lot of accuracy. She's amazing in the Doom Tower. She's amazing in Fireknight, but nobody's really tried to build her with damage. Now, my Allure is not booked up, so she is missing some damage. She's not booked up at all, but I think the results may surprise you. So this ability 2 attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit, 30% chance of placing a decreased defense, which doesn't really matter. But this second part is actually very interesting, especially if you're like a mid-game player or early game player. This could be really nice. Places a sleep debuff for 1 turn on targets under decreased defense. Now, you don't have to have that decreased defense placed by Allure. You can have a champion go before Allure, like you would with any other arena team that places decreased defense, and then Allure, which most likely will be your last champion to go, will then sleep the entire enemy team. I'm going to show you guys exactly how nice this is. And our third ability, attacks 1 enemy, has a 30% chance of inflicting a crit and will ignore 50% of the target's defense. It's amazing. Obviously, you don't want to build Allure like these. This really contradicts her ability 1. I mean, you don't want to build her with 70% crit rate because this does hit hard, but it doesn't hit hard enough that you would want the A1 to just be even more RNG, at least in my opinion. Now, like I said, I did finish her masteries, very, very expensive masteries, especially considering she was level 60 very quickly. But this is what it looks like. I did take Helm Smasher, so I'm really trying to push up her ignore defense, crit damage, overall, trying to make her hit hard. So here's what her stats look like. I'll jump into her gear. You'll see that her accuracy is not that high. I'm not really that worried about the accuracy, honestly. Like what I'm using her for, she will place the sleep, no problem, okay? So that is one nice thing, that it doesn't have a percentage chance to place sleep, it just places the sleep. Now, you do still have to go through the accuracy check. It doesn't place it on weak hits, but it does just place it. So you don't have to have that 50% RNG there, which is very nice, and it's not even booked. So very cool there. Now, this is what my gear looks like, crit damage, attack percent. So we're really trying to stack up damage. This was my Ray's gear, so it's pretty good gear. Let's jump in the arena. I tried this match out earlier, and I wanted to kind of show you guys a match against a team that you would assume to be pretty tanky, okay? So we're at 39-88. almost in Platinum Arena. This team, 250,000 player power. I'm 168,000. So you wouldn't think that this team is just an easy team to beat, right? Like you would assume this is not a gold 4 bot team necessarily. Let's see what Alure does against them, all right? So jump in here. Now, obviously, with any champion, you want to make sure you're winning the speed battle. Alure is not next level where she can lose the speed battle and still do perfectly fine. Obviously, very squishy champion. Maybe if you could get her in Swift Parry, she'd be even better. But let's see what happens here, okay? So we're going to use this A2. We're going to try to get a sleep on somebody, hopefully. All right, so we got to sleep on the Arbiter. Perfect. Now, say there was some more DPS who survived her hit somehow. Most likely the DPS are not going to have so much resistance that they're going to resist your Alure. My Alure has 230 accuracy, and this Arbiter got hit. Now, obviously, if you're going to do this strategy, you really want to make sure that you don't have champions who do AoE abilities on their ability 1. Alure does have that 3-hit random ability, so it has a chance of waking up the champion who you just put to sleep, but she does have her A3, which is a single target hit, which actually hits really hard. Look at this. 107,000 damage. That's actually really nice. So she does have that, which is perfect, but her ability 1 does do random hits, so it has a high chance of waking the person up. But once you kill the people, I mean, when she's cycling through that ability 1, she's constantly just depleting the turn meter over and over and over. So it's very, very nice. Now I'm gonna go through and do another battle in the arena, another team that hopefully will give you guys a good example of she can actually do some damage. And this is not against no low level teams. Let's go against this. I hit a team earlier. I don't think it was this one, but hey, let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can take down triple healers with Tormund. Absolutely obnoxious team right here. But hey, maybe we can apply some sleeps to these people. I'm going to assume, though, that they are having pretty high resistance. Let's see what's going to happen. And we slept the Siphi, we slept the Arbiter, and we didn't get a sleep on the Roglin, but our Siphi will come back and sleep the Roglin. So look at that. Okay, so we went first in the arena, and then it would have been their turn, right? So I go first with all my champions, and then they'll start taking their turns. But Alure said, no, you're not taking a turn. You're going to take a nap, and now we get to cut in. So I get essentially an entire another turn. I put Roglin to sleep. Obviously, if I didn't put Roglin to sleep and she rezzed these two champions if they were to die, that would have caused a problem for sure. But I did put her to sleep with my Siphi. So it worked out perfect. Just throw some more resistance on or accuracy on Alure, and you won't even have to worry about that. She'll put people to sleep all the time. So we're going to kill this Arbiter, and then I'm going to go ahead and one-shot the Siphi with my Alure. She'll be able to one-shot that. Yeah. 53k, not a problem whatsoever. Unfortunately, we're going to be doing this to Tormund. So now we're in the spot where, hey, we got to fight the res obnoxiousness. Shouldn't be a huge deal. I should be decent to be able to overdo this. So we got some decreased turn meter, which doesn't matter if they have the block debuffs, because decreased turn meter isn't a debuff. So we can just keep casting that. Not an issue at all. We're going to have to cycle through everything again. But overall, you get the point. Okay. So Alure, actually a really good champion in the arena. Like a really good champion to do some damage and then have some extra CC in case you don't kill the enemy. Now, is she better than Trunda for damage? No. However, Trunda stuns with accuracy, and you don't want to build her with accuracy on her ability 3, because if you build her with accuracy, she doesn't get that double hit. Alure gets a double hit, and she CCs the enemy. So, in reality, is Alure better than Trunda? Maybe. Maybe Alure is the new meta. Now, I don't know about all that, but either way, I do think that Alure is worth taking to 60, especially now that you can see, hey, she actually has some viability inside of the arena. Especially if you're an early game, mid game player, you can get some use out of her. I mean, look at this. We just took out this whole team. I'm going to go with let's go ahead and go with the speed boost, get some increased attack. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get everybody frozen as well. I like that idea. We're going to sleep this Siphi. We'll hit this Tormund a little bit. Maybe we use Alure for plat push coming up Sunday. Pushing a plat with Alure. That would be a surprise win. So we control the turn meter there. I mean, she definitely doesn't have weak hits. Like, her hits are actually pretty strong. She's hitting for like 8k, 9k per hit on that 3-hit ability 1, 7k against Tormund. Her ability 3, we seen it hit for 100,000. Her ability 2, I think I was seeing it hit for about 35,000 earlier. I didn't really pay attention to what it was doing just now, but that's not bad whatsoever. A triple res team with a Torment, which is a very, very tanky team, all void champions, running with a resistance lead. Overall, this is a pretty decent champion that a lot of people have overlooked, including me. I did not even think about Allure for the longest time. Now, let me jump into dragons, because this has like the same usability in the Dragon's Keep, okay? So we'll just say, let's do this. We'll throw in her, Venus, and then let's use Allure, okay? So if you're going through dragons and you're having a hard time getting through the waves, okay? You're struggling or whatever it may be. Let me see who else I can get. Let's take, because I can't use Ray because she has no gear. But what Allure's going to do, if she's going last in your team and you don't have any other AoE damage dealers, Allure's going to put it right to sleep. I guess she didn't have enough accuracy to put these other two people to sleep, but hey, that's fine. I don't know exactly what happened there, but look, now we can just hit this person on the side with our single target abilities, and then these 3 people stay asleep. We don't have to worry about them. They're just CC'd. Obviously, sleep is not the best debuff because any damage wakes the people up, but if you don't do damage to them, if you run a lot of single target champions or champions with at least single target abilities on their ability 1, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter if AoE abilities wake them up if you're not using any AoE abilities. So overall, guys, I just want to jump in here and show you all that Allure is actually a pretty decent champion. So obviously, you can get through the dragon, bring a correct team. This is just to test it out, showcase it. Obviously, I wouldn't use Skull Crown because she has an AoE on ability 1, so she would wake up the champions anyways. But ultimately, guys, don't overlook Allure. Don't sleep on Allure. Obviously, you're going to use her for decreased turn meter anyways. And if you need her for the arena, if you need her for damage dealing areas of the game, bring her. She's a great champion, has much more uses than just turn meter reduction on the Fireknight and against the Scarab King. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.